Good morning. It is Barbara. I've actually got on before midday. Usually, I think it's going to be earlier when I come and do my weekly update. But this is Barbara, the East Coast Dragon Lady, and I've got a few things on my mind that I wanted to share because literally, as I was about to come on here, I was going to check Facebook because I wanted to point out some things that I posted this week, and what was on my heart came up in a feed from somebody that I'm acquainted to via Facebook who was talking about this time of year, and remembering those people that don't have food, don't have that lost their benefits, and not like us in Massachusetts. I think most people, majority of people, I will be corrected if I'm wrong, in Massachusetts got their food stamps this month, but there are a lot of people across the country that didn't. And as I said to some of my work colleagues, this is like the worst time. It's the holiday season. We all at least feel that we should have turkey. And it's also a time of year that often I struggle. I've shared over the years that I'm here in the United States. I do not have immediate family here at all. And over the years, our family has become isolated in the sense that, and it's probably me being the mama bear, but I have at least my younger son who has significant mental health challenges. And even though he's the sweetest person, people know. And I know people take one step back if you mention that. And he does. He's usually pretty good in company, but he does self-dialogue, which again can sort of scare people. And then my older son, he works. He does. He's out in the community, but he's a homebody. When he comes home, he often says, if you knew him, he's like he doesn't like people. But he's, when he's at work, he's engaging, and I don't think anybody would guess that. But when he comes home, it's like, leave me alone. When my kids were growing up, well, they grew up here in the United States, but they do have a few memories of England. Well, my older son does. We moved here when he was 6. And he remembers the family. And my ex-husband came from a family of 4. My mother-in-law put on huge spreads every Christmas. Anytime she could get everybody around her huge table, it was a celebration. When we moved here and my kids were younger, we did have friends over and those interactions. But as the years have gone on, we've become a family of 3. And we're fine with that. I've made peace with it. I'm always, every year, I'm always hopeful. But I think that, so what I'm leading up to is that the past couple of days, I was really struggling with my energy. I was really struggling around, I knew Thursday was a new moon. And I've mentioned this before as well, that I've noticed this year in particular, every full moon, new moon, any movement out there, planets moving, solar flares, all that stuff, have affected my physical body. I believe that it's because my body is holding more light. And if you think of light and all of that, that as these waves come in, we get affected by it. But it sort of also with this new moon, it brought up a lot of old feelings. A couple of them was about not being seen and not being heard. I've been downloaded with light language, so I'm getting keys and codes. I write light language. I don't speak it, and that's still something to do with my throat chakra. I'm told I could. I don't speak light language as yet, but stay tuned. I also know this is the time of year that I go inwards, which is sort of, with the rhythms of Mother Earth. I've also picked up this last week, this rhythmic wave that is coming in, and I see it coming down through the galaxies down into Earth, and it's like this. I actually did a Reiki session. It also feels like there's this frequency there, so there's the infinity. It's this, it's coming in, and when I was doing an energy session, I saw it and I felt these waves coming down over us, and it's an upgrade. And you've heard a lot of people talk about, we're being upgraded, but it's definitely an upgrade. And then, every year, so as I said, moving forward, I always feel that this time of year I go inward, because as the new year comes, I get pushed out with that whole wave of what's going to happen for 2026. And that's where I'm feeling that I'm going. I tried to shift this feeling of nobody's listening to me, nobody's hearing me. I spoke it, I wrote it, especially in a group I'm in. I did not feel that it was things about truth, and I I struggle because of my past with when people don't tell me the truth, and if I feel things are being hidden, that's definitely I'm hearing it's an ancient wound. I'm clearing, or as it comes up, I'm clearing it. But it's this time of year that I get stuck. So I wanted to put that out there, because I think there's a lot more people that this is happening to. If it is, it's really about bringing ourselves back to center, because even though we pull ourselves in to hibernate, because that's what animals do, it's about not being centered. I do daily checks on my chakra system. The dragons keep me aligned. They do a very quick check every morning and every evening. I've also noticed, by grounding morning and evening and doing protection, my sleep quality and the dreams. Before, I would tell people I didn't dream. Obviously I dreamt, but I didn't remember it. I'm having memories, and last night, so I do take, it's not a medication for sleep, but it's a medication that helps me sleep, and I decided I wanted to cut back on that, and I found a magnesium supplement that helps for sleep. I also take magnesium, but this is multiple magnesiums. If you're interested in the name of it, I can give it to you. That has been helping me get into that deeper sleep. I wear a Fitbit, and a lot of times I might do an hour in deep sleep, maybe put together. I don't have significant, and I haven't checked it, so that's a reminder for me to check how's my deeper sleep, my REM, increased since I've been taking these supplements, and I'm on my second bottle, so I'm a month or so in. I've also had increased pain in my body, and again, I think that is some of it is a physical thing. Again, I'm always trying to do the right thing, so I've been doing some physical therapy for my lower back issues, and I think it's aggravated it, so I'm taking a break from that. So much feel like my body doesn't want to twist. I think it's very obvious. It's like, nope, we're fine. Just leave us how we are. I have spinal stenosis, and it's pretty rigid, my lower back. And then when people want me to do this twisting, like, oh, it's good for you. Oh, stretch. Like, no. But of course, I go with it because I think maybe that helps. I've been trying to do other alternatives to taking an anti-inflammatory, to all of that. But then it comes back to, I can't, a couple of days this week, I struggled to get out of bed, and that's not good news for me, because normally I can when my feet hit the ground, I'm running, and I struggled for about 20 minutes, which tells me that there's inflammation in my body. So I'm going to address that with diet and my supplements, which I've done for many years, but there's something off. So I also, when I asked my body what it wanted, it said rest, not surprise, right? It's the weekend. It's usually the time I take my rest. But of course, I've got a laundry list of things that I would like to achieve. So I'm going to pace myself because I also have Thanksgiving off and the day after. So I've got a long weekend next weekend. I'm trying to beat the colder weather because I need to do some outdoor stuff like patio and stuff like that. So what it also brought me to this morning was I have a whiteboard. Actually, I have a board which is a planner, a monthly planner, and I put everything on there so that I've got the visual, because I'm visual, a very visual person. And my eyes went to what, so beginning of every year, I come up with either a saying or what is it what am I bringing in for the new year to take me through? And I don't know why I didn't realize what I'd put down. Again, hello. I put divine guidance, faith, and growth. And I'm like, oh, because I think I mentioned here, I keep going, why do I keep getting religious information? Well, hello, I asked for it. Duh. So, divine guidance. I'm getting high frequency information around the guidance from, as the message that came through. And again, it blew me away when I realized there was something called the One. To me, that was source. I've had messages from the One. And as I mentioned last week in St. John's Bible, the One is God. So that's what I asked for. That's why I've got the Elohim, the cherubims, all of that came through just recently. So that's what I asked for. That's what I got. So it's very powerful. Our word is very powerful. And I think that's also what we need to remember, because there's energy in words. And we all know that. But when I looked at, here we are on month 11, and this is exactly what I've been given. I keep those words up there so I can see them. And, after a while, you don't notice. But this morning I went, that's what I asked for. So I'm very thankful. It's also proving to me that when you ask, you get help. Rather like last week when I said I couldn't find a Christmas gift or gifts that I knew I'd put somewhere, couldn't remember. And the dragon showed me. So they're there, our archangels are there, they're all there, they're watching us, right? Somebody said that you're always being watched by somebody, which can sort of, they really don't care if they see us naked in the shower, but there's somebody at some level is watching us. So I think that's sort of been interesting. The other thing was this morning. So last night when I went to bed, doing my grounding, and I think I didn't ask out loud, but I was trying to figure out what is going on for me. Why is it that and I don't like, the thing is that I don't like this feeling that I get. And I think it's Spirit's way of saying, wake up. I don't like it when I feel, I'm not going to say paranoid, but like suspicious. I'm not that sort of person, but I start thinking, what's behind it? And then I start worrying that I've become my mother, like we all do. But, I'm a very trusting, open person. And then I start going, is there a motive behind this? I think it's just me being cautious. But I don't like that when this sort of comes up for me. And I'm sure it's coming up to be cleared is what I'm hearing. So they were like, just get on with it and clear it. So yeah, I don't know who it is. Spirit is what I'm getting. But so this morning, so I didn't get a message in the night, or that I remember. But this morning I posted on Facebook that two crows, I feed the birds, and I turned around, I was in my kitchen, I turned around and there was two crows. And I'm like, so what is the meaning of seeing two crows? So my headlines on Facebook, oh, you probably can't see that, was two crows this morning bringing me answers to questions I asked last night. I'm always surprised at how we get answers. I thought in my dreams, but the answer came via my crow family. I will discuss later in my weekly YouTube, which is now. So this is what some of the things I found that when I Googled AI. Seeing two crows spiritually can signify good luck, partnership, new beginnings, which keeps coming up for me, or a need to balance. And yes, I needed to balance. That's why the two crows showed up. Oh, I've got a hair right over my eye. So the number two can represent duality, and two crows may be a reminder to seek balance between opposing forces in your life, such as good and evil, joy and sorrow. And I heard working or retiring. That's been my number one thing this year. It's like, show me. So I'm going to get the answers in 2026. I know that. Specific spiritual meanings. Good luck and partnership. Two crows are often seen as a sign of good fortune, abundance, and strong partnerships, possibly representing a bonded pair or a soulmate connection. I'll put that out there. Balance. The number two can represent duality, and seeing two crows, I just said that, new beginnings. A sighting can symbolize a fresh start, new opportunities, encouraging you to embrace change positively. And collaboration, the pair can suggest the need to seek help from others to accomplish your goals. Spiritual message. Crows are viewed as messengers between the physical and spiritual worlds. A pair may indicate important messages or insight are being conveyed to you. Just what I said, right? So that's what I was feeling, that there are messages that are coming to me for me to hear. I've written a whole page of light language that I'm going to ask the dragons to translate when I have 5 minutes to sit down. So it's just like, it's synchronicity. It's like when you ask and you truly ask, not just ask and walk away, the answer will come to you. I also found somehow I got directed to Pinterest, and there is a couple of dragon things that said, when you silence conflict just to keep the peace, you end up creating a storm within yourself. That was like, feel like that was directed at me, because that is exactly. And then the thought for the day, which is another one I found, which is another beautiful dragon. No matter how pure your heart is, someone will still hate you because you are the light, because your light expresses their darkness. So remember that. No matter how pure your heart is, someone will still hate you because your light exposes their darkness. So I'm hearing shine bright. Shine bright. I think I've seen this as well, and I think there's some swear words in there, like burn their fucking eyes out. But that's what we need to do, especially as we are physically. It's dark here. I'm here on the east coast of the United States. You know, by 4:30, 5 o'clock, it's getting dark, and then it's really dark. 6 o'clock, it's dark out there. So that's why we feel we need to go inwards. But I wanted to share that before I even started pulling cards, because I knew it was something I needed to share, because whenever, as I've said, when I get this information, even though it's for me, it's also to share for other people, because that's what's important. So I know that Spirit's here. A lot of people say this. I get itchy nose, and also this like cobweb across my eye is usually, it feels like I need to like pull something across it. I pulled a dragon magic card. We dragons send you the right teachers at the right time. Check in with your guidance and follow the signs. A wise mentor will soon be revealed. I'll post that. I got a lot of decks out. I was like, I'm not sure what all this is about. I'm also burning a candle. I've been doing this all week. I have a candle here that I'm burning. Um, this is actually a protection candle. It doesn't have to be. I've just felt very drawn to have a candle because it will transmute negative energy or anything that's in my auric field. It's going to get drawn to the flame, is why I'm burning it, I think. I don't know. I've just been literally, I feel like when I do my rituals in the morning, I need to burn. I also need to put some things and do a burn. Um, I meant to do it in the new moon, but I was like, I didn't have the energy. I actually felt like somebody had unplugged me, like a computer. I felt unplugged. So let's see. I'm going to use a couple of Akashic record decks, mainly because of that dark part. It is always that I always get the right answer. So I'm going to ask for, what do we as a collective need to know this week from our Akashic records, the Akashic dragons. I've worked this week with the Akashic dragons and the chakra dragons. They're, oh, no, they give me 2 cards. Be present. You are ungrounded and spending too much time in your head. Even though I ground every day, right? All right, they're telling me 3 times a day. Sometimes something has caused you to retreat to your mind. It's time to be conscious. It's time to be conscious to it so you can resolve it and start living life more fully again. I need to get my eyes tested. That's why I'm like, especially on these sort of things. But I will post these. And the other one is follow your passion. If there's something that excites and motivates you, it's a message from your Akashic records that it can lead to your abundance. Don't silence it. That's what I'm doing. I'm really, I feel like, you know, that feeling when you're going on vacation. I have that about taking SRT2. And you really need to have that sort of excitement. I can't wait to get started. I've been watching some soul rescue videos that Lara Starr does. I just like, I can feel it in my bones is what I'm hearing. So this is the other dark soul cards. Oh, materialism and obsessive. Oh look, there's a bird. The other thing that I got this week is that I do get that the birds that appear on my back deck are messages. So I got remember I talked about the blue jays. They're connected to the blue avians, and the blue avians I saw in a meditation, and they've been giving me messages, and they work with the throat chakra. I can't make this up. I've also gone down a bit of a rabbit hole since doing my research on the Orion Wars, and it just fascinated me. I know it's because it's in my memory. So materialism, relentless pursuing wealth and possessions and putting them above care for others. So it's really a warning about materialism, which is, you know, we all need things. The dragons are telling me that I need to hear this. They keep telling me I need to clear out more stuff. Again, it's more like spring stuff. So between now and spring, I will do some clutter clearing again. It's just I've got stuff that it's like I've got my altar over there that I keep adding to, and I have one here as well that is more my angel altar, and then I've got one up here, but maybe I need to cut that down. But then I'm like, where am I going to put all my crystals, right? So obsessive. So maybe I'm obsessive. Fixating to the point of compulsion. This intense focus can be overwhelming. So if you know anybody that has OCD, it's very overwhelming. I've lived with somebody with OCD, and I can tell you as a parent, you almost feel like you have it. I always say, if you live with somebody, whatever illness they have, this is, for me, not only the itchy nose, this means that I'm channeling. I don't know why they do that. It's I've seen other people say they either are like burping, itchy nose, itchy eye, but it's definitely, I've got people channeling, that I'm channeling. They're telling me because they're always happy when I'm channeling. So let's see what the, actually, I think they wanted me to pick a card from every one of these. Yeah, like I've got nothing else to do. They're saying, yep, you can do it. So this is the goddess cards. Let's see what two goddesses, what messages they have for us today. Dana, High Priestess, and Pele, Divine Passion. Be honest with yourself. What is your heart's true desire? So Pele is also a volcano in Hawaii. And Dana, High Priestess, you have divine knowledge that can help others through your spiritual teachings. So things about teaching. Let me see. Let's get some dragons in here. I've been keeping my protection dragon, Sealy. He's a rainbow obsidian dragon. I've kept him busy all week. But yeah, the dragon, I just heard that I might have to ground 3 times a day. They're saying morning, noon, and night. Okay, you can do it quickly. Just ask, is what they're saying. Just ask and it will be. So that's with a lot of things. Sometimes we spend a lot of time thinking we need to do a ritual or we need to sort of do all this. We can often just say, just ground me and protect me. And they're like, yeah, we'll do that. But we have to ask. Please remember that if we don't ask, it's not going to happen. Oh, so we have the dusky pink dragon from Andromeda. Oh, I was talking about chakras. And the air and fire dragon. Interesting. Expands your creative energy. So the dusky pink dragon from Andromeda prepares all your chakras to embody higher love. It also prepares, so from Andromeda, they're bringing in that pink energy into our chakras. You can just see this pink ray coming from very high up, comes in the top of your head and just goes straight the way down through your chakras. If they're not centered, if they're not spinning correctly, they will do that. So visualize it 3 times. They come in, go out, come in, go out, in, come out. And they said you can ask for that. And the air and fire dragon. So that expands our creative energy, harnesses your creativity, excitement and enthusiasm. Communicate your passion. So that's exactly what I'm doing. I just said that. I feel like excitement about doing some different work. They're saying it's different, but it's the same. Yeah. And let's just do... These are the angel. I think I've got 2 angel. Yeah, these are Kyle Gray's cards. So let's see. Any angelic messages for the collective this week? Let go, which is what I said. So often it's confirming. and feeling safe, which is also what I just said. So thank you. So it is about safety. Also, my heart goes out to, I have some friends down in North Carolina, and ICE has been there at least for a week, and that doesn't make you feel safe. If you know they're in your town, in your city, in your state, we've had them, they're here, they're everywhere, but it doesn't make you feel safe. So I'm sending that out to my friends down in the Carolinas. So feel safe. They're saying call in your angels. And then they want me to just use this other Kyle Grace, which is Guardians and Angels, I believe. There's a lot of guardian energy around. They're very aware that as a planet we need, and they're also sending us memories. They're waking memories of ancient memories, so that we can remember that those of us that are warriors are waking up to that. The way I've got through a whole thing without my voice going. Power and intention, which is just what I talked about, and clear, cancel, release. So that's a good card to end on. Clear, cancel, release. Something just came up for me. Oh yes, Merlin popped up. That's right. So, as you know, Merlin has been with me for a long time. As I'm joining Lara Star, there is somebody there that uses Merlin as one of her guides, and I asked him if it was the same Merlin, because I've found that there's another reference to a Merlin, which is a higher aspect of Merlin, and he said absolutely, because I don't use him in the same way that person does. So he is my connector. He connects me to things. He helps me connect to other people to what they need next. And he said he works with millions of people in different ways. And he's also telling me, and I also tell people when I'm not working with them. So if you think that Merlin is around you, and he's your guide in some way, ask him, because he's like, I'll come in and tell you. And it's not because I don't have time. Like, he's very quick in what he does. He will pop up to remind me, to talk about that, because I think it's also about us knowing that we're just borrowing these bodies, that our soul chose this body to have this human experience, so that it isn't about, oh, I don't want to work with you, I don't want to work with you. He says that we all have special connections to special people. Some people to archangels, some people to other aspects, galactics. There's so many things that we can channel as mediums. Some people go into trance mediumship, and as you know, I've had a little bit of experience with that. So it's not wrong. So just because somebody's talking about Merlin doesn't mean it isn't the same Merlin that you work with, but it's a slightly different thing. And now my voice is going. So, okay, they're saying now you've said enough. So it's Saturday. I hope that everybody has, I will probably jump on during the 4-day long weekend that I have. I hope you all have a good Thanksgiving, however you choose to celebrate or not celebrate it. I know there's a lot of people that don't. Well, thank you. Oh, thanks. Flowers. So that's nice. So I just got those from my son. So it's pretty. So they're going to look nice. So, as I always say, that I'm very thankful that I have both my sons living with me. So that's a really good end. So remember, clear, cancel, delete. Anything that isn't working for you, clear, cancel, delete. If there are any messages that come through, I will post them. I will post these cards, and you can feel that energy that I've talked about. So I hope you have a good long weekend if you're off, and I will be back soon.